Alright, let's
Hopefully we're
go
wrong.
with black. And one of my
You don't
favorite
drink enough
cards
water.
of all time returns. The
Okay, I'm gonna
Leech,
go.
but it's not a Leech this time. Ambush Gigapede. It's like Ambush Gigapede is like, guys, this thing ambushes for new players. For 4 and double black, it has flash. It's an instinct. It's an insect. It is a 6/2, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2. I love this in Ikoria, but it was a 5/2 sure, but it also didn't cost double black, which was much better. Oh, and the Leech removed the counters, so that was really nice. But this thing commits crimes, and this thing there was something else. Oh, and this thing can be played at opponent's turn for some cards that like that. This kills so many things, so that's nice, and it blocks, it kills everything on the blocks. I always like this. Is crime worth 6 mana? Are you fucking with me, man? You kill their 2 toughness creature, and you get a 6/2 that trades with something else. It's not like you're doing a crime for 6 mana. It kills everything but a white uncommon big cat that has 7. I mean, it kills that as well if you're gonna just trade it off with that. I always like this. I'm on a C+, man, and I usually like playing a couple of these. The double black, I wish it was single like the last time. Really no need to do it like this. I always like this.
I'm only slightly lower. I think this card is actually totally fine, but I'm on C because I don't want to stock up on 6 drops too early in the draft. So I'll be taking it slightly lower, I think.
I like putting a couple of these in my deck, and especially in blue, like blue, I guess. But blue-black is nice for committing crimes, but it's also playing it on their turn, and there is, the Drake that makes any spell cost less on their turn, so you can play this for 5, which is kind of really good. Guys, take notes, Lol always runs 2 of these, so keep yours to kill Lolas.
Oh my gosh, they kill each other.
They
That's
do kill each other. Same like
freaking
last
hilarious.
time. But people didn't really play them last time.
I guess the Leech did too. Black Snag Buzzard, 2 and a black for a creature bird. It's a 2/1 with flying. When Black Snag Buzzard enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. Playing this for 3 mana is crap. I don't want a 3 mana 2/1 flyer. That's not very good. Plotting this for 2, however, I think it goes a long way in terms of making this good. A low investment for then an ability to catch up on board and have something to double spell with relatively cheaply. I do like it. I'm basically never casting this on turn 3, right? In fact, even if there's a case where I drop a 2-drop to like trade off with something or something, I'm probably still
4/3. You're not playing a 4/3 flyer on turn 3. If you trade it off in that situation.
Oh yeah. No. I was actually thinking I'm probably still plot this if they don't trade.
Good thing we are doing this set review, so you don't have to come on your stream and go like, okay, 4/3 for 3 mana. I'm gonna plot this because there's gonna be a turn where 10 creatures.
Did I say 4/3?
10 creatures are gonna die, and it's gonna be 12. What do you ask?
I don't think I misread it. I was thinking on turn 3, I think I'm still plotting this for 2 mana instead of casting this out as a 2/1.
Wait, Snake Buzzard and oh, it's just a 1+1/+1 counter.
Wait, you misread it.
I misread it. Good thing we are doing this set review, so I don't go and do it.
I'm so confused. Okay, I still think this is pretty reasonable. I actually still like this card. I'm giving it a C.
Dug up my own
because I think
hole.
plot 2 is very, very strong.
I dug up my own hole there. I don't know. Plotting this for 2 seems kind of shit. It's 2/1 flyer that comes if it's gonna be a 2/1 flyer, and if you play it on 2, it's basically always gonna be a 2/1 flyer. 3/2 flyer, like what is the reward? I mean, the reward is you get a 3/2 flyer for 2. That would be so man. This is so hard to make this work. How do you make this work, man? Yeah, I shot myself in the foot. 2 mana 2/1 flyer, I like. 2 mana 2/1 flyer that it comes into the onto the battlefield next turn, I don't like. On turn 3, this is never gonna be a 3-2. Man, I don't think that... Do you think this card is good?
Yeah, I think plot 2 is great.
So, how do you envision this being good?
I played this on turn 2, so I don't fall too far behind because I only spent 2 mana on it. And then I have it in the pocket for later on double spelling or...
I mean, you gotta play it next turn. You're not gonna wait.
It's double spelling.
You gotta play
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
For what? For +1/+1 counter?
Nah, for double spelling. I think having something in the pocket to double spell with immediately, especially for those payoffs, is very, very strong.
So what do you give it? What grade?
Let's see.
Oh, you gave it a C?
Yeah, I give it a C.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you gave it some super high grade. Okay. That seems fine. I thought it was like you're yeah. I thought you were like rooting for this is the thing I'm gonna be doing. I don't know. I'm okay with a C minus. It goes higher in the decks where you want a double spell, I think. That's about it. This is important for those decks. I can see it being higher than a C minus. Boneyard Desecrator. For 3 and a black, it's a mercenary 3/4 with menace. And for 1 and a black, you can sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy, and if an outlaw was sacrificed this way, you create a treasure token. Man, this is kind of finally... Okay, they've had to print so many 4-drops that sacrifice creatures that were absolute garbage. Because they were like 3/3s or worse, and they had to use it at sorcery speed and stuff like that. It was... I'm so happy. I'm so happy they learned this. This doesn't seem pushed at all, really. They learned that... You cannot play a 4-mana 3/3 that has to sacrifice other creatures at sorcery speed or something to become better. Wait, you think this is broken? Okay, I want to hear what the fuck. Broken?
You want to hear it?
That's
yeah,
that's
it's okay. It's a C minus.
Why are you writing that then?
Why are you reading what I'm chatting?
Why not? I read
Focus. Focus.
Why are you writing
Focus
that?
on the server.
Why are you saying that this is pushed?
Because I said, okay, I do think it's pushed, right, for this effect. It's one of the most pushed types of cards like this. You were literally saying that it's finally better than all the unplayable garbage that has been before. And then you said, yeah, it wasn't pushed. So, like, comedy theory says that normally one would expect you to say, no, it's not pushed because it's worse than that. And so, therefore, I defied expectations by saying, yeah, it's broken. So and now we've explained the joke, so it's not that
comedy theory. Look at him.
There's comedy theory. Comedy theory is a real thing.
The joke.
What are you laughing at?
You could have just said it was a joke.
Fine. Well, you wanted me to explain myself.
Oh, this is better though. This is better. This is way better. So thank you. I prefer it this way. So yeah, okay. So not the real thing. The 4-mana 3/4 menace is fine. Like, that's completely fine. You're gonna have some outlaw tokens. And then you get the treasure tokens as well. I think this is a really nice card. It is a 4-drop though. I'm gonna give this a C. Just a straight up C. Very nice thing. 4-drops that get higher grade than a C are really, really powerful, I think. This one is really nice, but doesn't get there quite. The grades really do take a dip on 4+. 2-drops, 3-drops, you can play a large amount, and then when you get to higher... there a lot of 4-drops, 5-drops, 6-drops are usually fighting for the same place, so you don't really need to take them highly. So this is really nice. Next.
Consuming Ashes, 2 black for an instant. Exile target creature, if it had mana value 3 or less, surveil 2. Thumbs up. Yeah, seems like fine removal. It's a little expensive, but this will answer the things that you need to answer, and you got to have some of these in your deck. So I think this is perfectly A-okay. This is like a C+ for me.
Yeah, this is real nice. It's very nice if you kill the thing that's lower than 4. We're not even. You get the surveil too, which is kind of huge. so you don't feel that bad. Double Pip is... damn it. It is instant speed. I kind of want to give it a B minus, but it is 4 mana. I'm on a C plus. I'm on a C plus as well. It is 4 mana, but it's really nice. It is really nice.
So I'm gonna tell you a statement. Tell me whether or not you think it's true.
Better
The double
than
pip on consuming ashes helps Black's decks a decent amount because their removal spell, their catch-all removal spell, which is desirable by splashy decks, won't be consumed by
no,
decks trying to splash it.
no.
Okay.
And absolutely not. And like, who splashes for like 4 mana removal spell? I mean, okay, people do that. People are gonna splash for this as well.
That's funny.
why would you splash for like a 4 mana removal spell unless your mana is crazy? Yeah. Birding Garden is different as a splash. It's a 4 mana removal spell that ramps you and fixes you, right? You're splashing a lot. I have splashed for that as well. You have a lot of good ways to use the mana, and then you're playing like 4-5 color deck, which I liked very much in MKM. And then you splash for Birding Garden, and all of a sudden you have all the other colors as well. It's a little bit different. And it was also not a splash in every deck. Corrupted Conviction. For a black, it's an instant, and as an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Okay, wait, what's the difference between Village Rites?
This is a functional reprint of Village Rites.
Okay, it's a reprint, alright. A functional reprint. Seems kind of better in this set than in maybe any other set that I remember. Because you do get
It's
the
better
one
in this
ones.
set?
Huh?
Oh, because of the 1/1s.
Because of the 1/1s, yeah. And you have some treasures lying around, right? That's also nice.
Why is that nice?
D. It's nice, D.
What does treasures have to do with this?
Yeah, you have the extra mana lying around randomly. You want to use it for something else, but you can use it for this.
D, you said?
Yeah.
I kind of don't care about Corrupted Conviction. I actually think the mercenary tokens have high impact on the board, even if they just sit around outmoded by other stuff. So I'd like to keep them around. I don't see myself sacking that often. I'm a D minus. We're talking about Desert Stew. 1 and a black for 2 mana for an instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Gets an additional -1/-1 if you can for each desert you control. I think if you have 1 desert, this card is very good. Very, very good. It obviously goes up from there. 2 mana. I want to just talk about no desert. A theoretical land where you have no deserts. Which I think is going to be common, but not... I think it's like kind of split between having a desert and not. I don't think having a desert is uncommon, but it will happen. You can use this as a combat trick, which is fine. I guess. But otherwise, it will miss. It will miss a certain amount of times. But I do hope that this can go -3, -3, -4, -4 when you need it. So I'm going to be optimistic about Desert Stew. I will go B- on this.
It also commits a crime, and black cares the most.
Cheap crime.
What?
Cheap crime.
Yeah. Black, I think, cares the most about committing a crime. What do you give it?
B-.
I'm gonna B- as well. I like this. I think you want deserts, basically any desert in your that pings in your black decks. You don't have to be splashing much, so that's nice. Just committing crimes with cards is really nice. So yeah, I like it a lot. B-, very nice, very nice. Better than that other removal, I think. Desperate Bloodseeker. For 1 and a black, it's a 2/2 lifelinker. And when it enters the battlefield, target player mills 2 cards. So it commits a crime, okay. Also mills you if you care about it. Some things do care about it, that's kind of okay. Some Golgari things and so on. Just a 2/2 lifelinker is nice. That also commits a crime. I'm happy with this. C+. Very happy.
Yeah, C+ as well. Very strong.
Man, that's it. Like, we've done like 4 black cards or 3 black cards, I don't even know. 4 maybe. And it's already has
6.
6?
Yeah.
Man, you're pretty good at counting once we're
Sorry,
done.
7.
Once we go away from 4.
No, I messed it up. It was 7.
Yeah. I until 1, 2, 3, 4. That's I destroyed that. Like you wake me up any point of the night, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But you take over the next time. You're a good combo. We're good. There's really good synergy going on here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scotty.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Bitch. That's all. These 6 cards are better than. The blue seems so bad, man. My blue is so horrible. Okay, C+, very nice. What do you give it?
C+.
Look, the frog beats this on attack, and then this attacks, and then frog like didn't do damage.
That's wild. Fake your own death. 1 in a black for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, and you create a treasure token. This is a serviceable combat trick. Serviceable combat trick. I don't think that it has any particular... Like, there's some cards that obviously you can point to and be like, whoa, wombo combo, you know? But it's a little bit of hoop to jump through, and I don't think this is a particularly desirable effect that I don't think you need to go out of your way for. So it's playable, but it's a D for me.
A D?
A D.
I like this. I think it's a D+. Nice. Getting a treasure is real nice. So just a D+. You can just use it, I don't know. Your 2-drop, they block with a 2-drop. I really like this thing. D+ at least. Yeah, I can see this being a C-. This treasure token is real nice. I'm on a C-. Man, yeah, I give all of the treasure things C- in the previous sets, like the first strike and stuff. At least a C-. I really like this. Mourner's Surprise for 1 and a black. It's a sorcery. Return up to 1 target card from your graveyard to... Creature card. Okay, I was like, what? Creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a mercenary token, as we call them. So that's nice. That is really nice. You get a 1/1 that's not just a 1/1 that also does things. And it's a mercenary. This is really good. There is a hoop to jump through, which is get us something in your graveyard. So it's not nothing. I think it's better than Veld in Brothers War. I'm gonna start it as a C+, which is pretty high. I think it might go down, but I'm really liking it. This mercenary that it's up to 1 target creature card. That's kind of cool because you can just play it as a 1/1, which is not, which is horrible. But I guess you can. Okay.
I'm on a C+ too.
Yeah, I like this.
Mercenary token's very strong.
Okay.
Nezumi Linebreaker,
Very
1 drop.
strong.
Sorry, it's a black for a creature rat warlock. It's a 1/1. When Nezumi Linebreaker dies, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token with tap. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. This one's interesting. Cards like this are maybe role players. What does this do? It's a mercenary that sticks, or sorry, it's a what is the word? What's the batching word that we've been saying this entire? And it's an outlaw that stays on the battlefield. It's a pretty sticky token. Outlaw. Yeah, well, outlaw, right? For if you care about having an outlaw on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And it's a sticky outlaw. As in, what I mean by sticky is that if this dies, it still is an outlaw, right? Because it pops out an outlaw. Sticky. I'm sorry. Sticky warm pea. Yeah, it's double sticky warm pea. Gosh. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I'm gonna give this a C-.
We're gonna continue this conversation on OnlyFans. C-? I mean, there are not that many 1-drops. That is true. It's where do you put this? Like, because 1/1 gets outclassed when they play a 2-drop, right? So where do you put this?
Yeah, I'm hoping it fits in Orzhov, and I'm hoping it fits in Rakdos.
Wait, why Rakdos? Because it's an outlaw?
Yeah, because it's not. I'm hoping that's good enough. Might not be.
It also kind of works well with the +2/+0.
It's true.
That's
a
not
trade
bad
up.
at all. Like,
It's not bad. It's
so
pretty
it
dang
has,
good.
it can attack with the help of some black cards.
If you have other mercenaries, like, you're kind of incentivized to block that huge or that large point of damage coming in, right? Like if this attacks with the help of 1 or 2 mercenaries, then your opponent kind of doesn't want to block it, but also doesn't really want to take 3 every turn.
There's that black common
Kinda
that
nice.
sacrifices things. This is kind of okay with it. Like, you're getting treasures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with this C-. I actually hope it's not gonna go too much higher, because kind of C- for 1 drop is like when it fits in a deck, and when it goes to C+, it's like a format where you just want to have as many 1 drops as you can. So hopefully it stays there. Overzealous Muscle. For 4 and a black, it's a 5/4. Mercenary. But whenever you commit a crime during your turn, this thing gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay, it's cool. Yeah. This is, I don't know, to me this feels like kind of a flashback. It's to these 5 drops that don't have EDBs or anything. They're kind of indestructible or some shit. They're never very good. These are never very good. It's like landfall indestructible or some stuff like that. A blast from the past. Yeah, not very good. Sure, it is pretty hard to block, right? So can attack well. I don't really care about this. It's like big-bodied 5/4s, not my jam. I don't think they're gonna help your deck a lot most of the time. So just a D or like, you don't want this as a curve topper in aggro, I think. Doesn't help your other things attack, which is a huge deal. D, just maybe D plus. Nah, I'm just on a D. This is fine.
I'm on a flat D as well.
Yeah,
I'm on a flat D. I have no. If this is in my deck, it's because something sort of went wrong. But I'm not gonna die because of it. Like, this is a card.
Hey,
Perfectly begrudgingly playable.
Just a filler. And now we get to the
Raven of Fell Omens. 1 and a black. For a creature bird, it's a 1/2 flying. Whenever you commit a crime, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. Yeah, so 2 mana, 1/2 flyer. Kinda crap. Committing a crime, drain 1. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can sort of afford. Oh, this is very flavorful, by the way, too, as a bird, because this will peck this will feel like you're getting your eyes pecked out. Like, this will attack for 1, get drained for 1, and this actually makes up a lot for the fact that it's understated, because it's kind of hard to race this. I want a lot of copies of this.
Yeah.
And it actually gets much better in multiples. If you're a hater of this card, if you look at this and you're like, oh, the stats kind of suck on this, the moment your opponent plays 2-drop Raven into 2-drop Raven into a tap land, you're going to be like, oh, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel the pain. I understand why this is a...
And then they play removal on your turn.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, what?
I think that as far as 2-drops go, this is very good. I'm gonna give this a C+.
Oh, this is the crime payoff at common. This is the only real crime payoff at common. But the thing is, like, committing crimes is something you naturally do. Right, guys? Right, kids?
They didn't scream for you this time.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
it's always when I talk to them, they're a little bit afraid. I need to get. You know what I need to do? I need to have like. Need to talk to the kids outside and get them to, like, when I do something from my window, that they scream. That they just like scream like crazy. Like, kids would do that. That's like easy for them. It's like, fuck yeah, we're gonna scream. Yeah, maybe at one point that happens. So I can just like. So it can be a real thing. I'm gonna get swatted then. Like, probably not as a troll thing. Probably gonna get swatted as somebody who's concerned citizen. What do you think about it? Like that's a thing that you could do, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
And I love doing these like small pacts with kids like this. I don't know, like silly uncle things. You know, like I'm not raising you, so we can do a little bit of like I don't know, silly things that.
You can certainly get up to more mischief when you're
Mischief,
not responsible
yeah.
for
You know what
them
I'm-
becoming a mass murderer in the future. Yeah.
Okay. No, okay, that's not. No, okay. I hope not. So, but you know what what I can't wait for, to become a grandpa, and then like have these pacts with my grandchildren. Like, which you can't really do when you're a parent, but when you can like like minions, when you're like not like really bad things, but like some mischief. Yeah, mischief. That's like what grandpas can do. Obviously, I do want to live my life until I'm grandpa. I don't want to be grandpa right now because then you die pretty soon. So don't want that. But it's gonna be great. Like it's gonna be real great.
Sorry, that's very funny.
A crime committing grandpa. So yeah, it's pretty easy to commit a crime, and then you are gonna be doing it. We are gonna be doing it. So. This is amazing. This is the only one. Okay, get back. Mischief. Lola wants to be Oko. Okay, if Oko would come to my kids, I would be concerned. I mean, he's always practically naked, right? I would be like, okay, man, what the fuck? Like,
I like how you're concerned about his clothing rather than the fact that he turns things into elks.
yeah, that's also pretty bad. Mischief. And he steals things as well, right? So he's like a kidnapper as well.
I'm no Vorthos. I don't know.
Like doesn't he switches takes control of creatures that are power 3 or less. And
Oh yeah, that was line of text, wasn't it?
kids have pretty low power. True.
we're borderlining some very disturbing sentences.
Yeah. That's why Oko
Kids
was
have
banned.
very low power, therefore we can steal them.
And that's why Oko was banned in basically every format. You don't know that?
Is that why you like to foster relationships with younger people, because they have low amounts of power and you
Yeah,
can
I feel
exert your
safe.
power over them?
I feel safe. I know. I know that even if they get angry at me or something, they're not gonna beat me up. At least I can run probably faster. So, the Raven of Fell Omens is very good, and I'm gonna give it a C+. And you want multiples, and I think this is gonna maybe be a B- common. But what I also feel like is that this is gonna be very contested very quickly when people realize that it's good, and then you're not really gonna have anything else as crime committers. So, but still, this is really good. Really, really good. You can read.
Rooftop Assassin, 3 and a black. For a creature, Vampire Assassin has flash. It's a 2/2. It has flying and lifelink. When Rooftop Assassin enters the battlefield, destroy target creature and opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. This works pretty nicely with stuff like Nezumi Linebreaker, right? Like you can crash in if your opponent blocks, etc., etc. I kind of like this. I think this is an okay card. The lifelink on a flyer, in addition to this, not bad. Not that bad. Helps you enable stuff that if your things care about not casting cards in your turn. And in general, it's a kind of nice 4-point life swing if you do end up attacking with it. I think that this is one of the better type of effects we've seen from this card for a while, specifically because of the lifelink. It's like a C for me.
What do you give it?
A C. I think it's okay.
This is the best effect for this thing that we've had. It's a mercenary as well. Mercenary commits a crime, and 2/2 flying lifelinker is better than a 3/3 flyer. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes, I agree with that.
So just to put it in perspective, like Flash 3/3 flyer is not bad. With this effect, it's amazing, and this is better.
Ooh, I'm gonna change that answer. If we rope Flash into the equation, I think 3/3 Flash Flyer is better.
Yeah. But as a stat line, okay, that's true. But as a stat line for the future turns.
Yeah.
Oh, lifelink also synergizes very well with the +1/+0 boys.
That is very, very good.
Man, this card is great. Boo, 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 boo. Man, blue sucks, man. It's blue really sucks. It's there is nothing. It's like maybe white is good. Black is black is kind of good. Man, I'm actually happy with this. Blue has been like really good in a lot of sets. Whatever. Okay. Sometimes it's the best color. Sometimes it's kind of sucky. Black has been on the shorter end of the stick. It's been getting beaten down so much. I'm happy that Black is getting some love, and this is really good. Flying, lifelink, like usually these guys are kind of shitty because they have shitty stats. Even if you don't have this effect, you play a 4-mana 2/2 flying lifelinker, and you're definitely not unhappy. Like they don't give you this option. Black seems like it's gonna be good at attacks, so that 1/1 is looking better and better in Black. You can sack it for good things. You can use this for it. You can do the +2/+0. These are all commons. We didn't get to the uncommons. Oh man, I'm so happy we stopped talking about blue. Like we're done with reviewing the blue cards. This is really nice. I'm gonna C+ for this one. I don't usually give C+ to 4-drops, but I think I want a good amount of these.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm loving this card. Loving it. Skullduggery. For black, it's an instant until the end of turn. Target creature you control gets +1/+1. Target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1. We saw this last time in Ixalan. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Commits a crime. First time that matters. Yeah, black feels like it's gonna be good at attacking. Like it's gonna be pretty good at attacking the opponents. You also have the lifelinker too. Yeah, I'm liking black, man. -1/-1 is gonna kill mercenaries. I'm on a C+ in this set. This is C+. Wouldn't be C+ in every set. C+. That is a really nice. This is a really nice 3.
Yeah, I like. Skullduggery. Yeah, C+ for me as well. Vault Plunderer, 2 and a black, 3 mana for a creature human rogue. It's a 3/1. When Vault Plunderer enters the battlefield, target player draws a card and loses 1 life. Yeah, heck yeah. This one's also very, very strong. Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Super solid commons the entire way through. The stat line, a 3/1, not great. The effect, amazing. Yeah, you can technically have a niche corner cases of your opponent drawing cards if you commit crimes and making your opponent lose life.
I mean, you have 2 ravens, and this can be 3 damage, for example. Like
this is like 3 damage, yeah.
This can kill the opponent later.
Yep.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Like a C+ for me.
It's rarely gonna happen, but it's a thing. What do you give this?
It's definitely a thing. C+.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with this being a B-, man. Like 3 mana 3/1 that trades and draws you a card. I'm on a B-.
Okay. I think that's totally reasonable grade.
And
I mean, a lot of
the
these C+, in my opinion, are close. Yeah.
Man, I like this shit. Nice. Man, black commons, huh? Huh?
Black commons are much, much better than blue commons. Let's see. Are they the best? Are they the best commons? Hold on. Let me take a look at our tier list.
They're better than white commons on our tier list. You guys can all see the tier list.
Yes, they are. Yes.
They are better.
The black commons have been the best so far.
Yeah, because they all work with each other is the big thing. Remember how we talked in white that this is good but doesn't work with some of the commons in white. This is good but doesn't work with those cards in white. All the commons in black kind of work with each other. Like you have the lifelinker for 4, for 2. You have small things that are really that have support, so they are not just sitting around doing nothing. Wait, how many 2-drops does black have? It has a 2/2 lifelinker. What else?
2/2 lifelinker. It has the Raven of Fell Omens,
Oh, the Raven, yeah.
and technically the Black Snag Buzzard. You can spend mana on turn 2 to do something with it.
I guess, yeah.
Which I kind of sort of count.
That's
Yeah.
it?
That's it.
Okay, wait, what? You can wait for it to become responsive. Is the Tierlist responsive for you? What's happening? Weird. Anyways.
Wait.
No, it's something
What are you talking
weird
about?
for me. I don't know what.
Okay.
I'm just gonna refresh it, I think. Okay. We are onto the black uncommons. Let's see how this fares. White had a lot of power on the uncommon level, which when you have a critical mass of uncommons that are amazing, it means that you can expect some in your deck. It's not just 2 or 3 like blue. Binding Negotiation. For 1 and a black, it's a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, they discard it. Otherwise, you may put a face-up exiled card they own into their graveyard. Okay, so they pay 4 mana for a plot and you kill that. Which is pretty cool. Like, you kill that thing. That is real nice, right? And then you probably paid less for that. But there is a very narrow timing where you can do that. This commits a crime as well. So that's nice. I don't like this card. I'm not a big fan in sealed. I like it in sealed. You have much more time to use it. In draft, I'm not a big fan. So I'm on a D for this one. So
I'm only slightly higher.
Yeah.
I'm only slightly higher. I'll go D plus for the fact that you can actually reasonably, I think a reasonable amount of the time, actually trade mana, like trade well mana wise for this. It's a pretty big thumbs up for me. Also, the fact you get to choose, right? And I do think that power spikes are more common nowadays. In terms of like you see your opponent's hand, a typical argument against these cards that all the cards are quote unquote the same because the power level limit is so much more flat. But I think that's a little bit less true these days with the amount of
uncommons and
standout
rares.
bombs we've seen. Yeah, so I'm at a D plus.
Okay, yeah, just the problem with this is when you're not removing the plotted card, you're losing a card, opponent is losing a card, but you're paying 2 mana to lose it, which is a lot to do in limited. And then the later you use it, the less chance you have to actually hit something. Skada.
Blood Hustler, 1 and a black, 2 mana for a creature, vampire rogue. It's a 1/1. Whenever you commit a crime, put a +1/+1 counter on Blood Hustler. This ability triggers only once each turn. Has a 3 and a black, 4 mana ability. The target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is a very strong 2-drop. It obviously can't do anything the turn it comes down, right? It's a 2 mana 1/1, right? But it grows fairly quickly. I don't think it's that difficult to commit crimes. You can commit crimes on your turn and your opponent's turn. And it also has a late game mode of sinking your mana. You know, like it's no joke that this actually does something once you run out of spells. Like that's a nice mode. Yeah. Also, obvious synergy. The ability does trigger a crime, so you can use this as a pseudo threat of activation combat trick. If you attack this as a 3/3 into your opponent's 3/3 with 4 mana open, they can't actually block it. I think this is a very good 2-drop. This is B- for me.
Yeah, B- as well. Very, very good 2-drop. Maybe even better than that. It also commits crimes on its own. For only 4 mana and can do it multiple times. You can do it on your turn or their turn. You can just like you have so many things in black common that commit a crime as well, kind of easily in others as well. I really like this. Not higher than B-, but I really like this. Also real nice in late game. The black has like life linkers, so that's kind of really nice.
Actually, there's a ton of lifelink this set. There's like a ton of life gain.
Good.
In many colors.
And life, maybe
like
not
had so many
life
linkers.
gain, at least.
Yeah.
Alright, we got Forsaken Miner. For a single black, it's a 2/2 that cannot block. It's a rogue, and whenever you commit a crime, you may pay black. If you do, return this guy from your graveyard to the battlefield. Just goes there. That's really good. The problem not blocking is a problem. Some black cards sacrifice, so that's really nice with this. Some Orzo cards sacrifice. 1 actually. Black has lifelink again, so cannot block on 1-drop is kind of fine. Black also has like... You're fine attacking with this and just losing it as well. if they want to block. So if you're kind of aggressive, this is incredible. It's just so easy to keep getting a 2-2 back. You have that 4 mana 2-2 lifelinker that I'm going to be putting a lot of them in my deck. Man, the Leech also commits a crime. There's so many good stuff. But with Leech it's 6 mana, so never mind. I mean, if you're slower, you don't care that much about this. I don't know if I can give this a B- maybe. I'm gonna start it as a C+, just because some of your black decks are not gonna be very aggressive or care about sacrifice.
I'm pretty high on this. I think this may be the highest grade you've ever given a card that can't block. Potentially.
Yeah, for 100%.
You hate that line of text. Yeah, you hate that line of text.
I hate it.
Yeah, on a 1-drop, so you don't have to commit too much to it, and the fact that it's really, really powerful. I'm also giving it a C+.
I can see it going to B-.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hollow Marauder, 6 and a black, 7 mana total for a creature Spectre Rogue. It's a 4/2. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Has flying. When Hollow Marauder enters the battlefield, any number of target opponents to each discard a card. For each of those opponents who didn't discard a card with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. How happy are you with this at 7 mana? If your graveyard is entirely empty, not particularly happy. 6 mana, 5 mana, thumbs up. I think for 5 mana, this effect is pretty dang strong.
Isn't this amazing?
And
at
of
6?
course, at 6, I think it's decent at 6, reasonable. I'm not like super over the moon about it. I think it's pretty amazing at 5. I don't know, breakpoints. But I think this card is very good. I don't think it's super. It's not a huge condition by this time of the game to have a couple cards in your graveyard. There's even the Vampire Lifelinker that just self mills pretty early on yourself. Like there's like sacrifice synergies that you can help fill your graveyard with. This card hits very hard. I'm totally fine with this trading off too, because like I'm getting a pretty good ETB off of it. Like even a dream scenario of being able to knock out like a conditional combat trick or something, right? And being able to draw a card because it's cheap. Very, very good. Big fan.
This also
I'm a big fan.
Commits a crime.
Yep. And if you're in the hyper late game and you have like 5-6 creatures in your graveyard, like it's super easy to double spell with this off the card that you drew. So I'm super happy with this. It pretty much, well, not in the obviously developing turns of the game, but any point past that, very powerful card. This is a B- for me.
I'm very happy if I play this for 6 and opponent has cards in hand. That's where I'm very happy. 5 or less is just incredible, man. For 4/2 flyer that discard, the opponent discards a card, you draw a card a lot of times. Man, this is so good. What do you give it?
B-.
I'm on a B, straight up B. And especially because of that like self-milled black common that I want to have a lot of. So maybe I commit a crimes with them, but maybe I just do this. This is really nice. Very good thing also to get back from the graveyard with a black common. Very, very nice. Okay, so next up we got Lively Dirge. For 1 and a black, it's a spree sorcery. So +1, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. For +2, return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you can pay 4 mana to get like a 4-drop back, or 2 2-drops, or a 3-drop and a 1-drop, okay? Or just 1 3-drop or something. But for 5, for 5, you can get like some of the very powerful multicolored uncommons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rarity uncommon. They're like this. What do we have in black? Lazav, I guess. I don't know about it. The Baron Greywater is kind of fine for 5. The Honest Ratstein in Golgari, funny, but that's kind of okay for 5. But I don't know. I don't think this is great. I don't know. I don't think this is very great. It's fine. It's like a D.
Yeah. Gosh, I kind of want to. No, I'm on a D-. This is some hoops. Yeah, I'm not enthused about I'm not enthused about dirging. I think it's a D-. I mean, I can't really see playing this over the 2-drop that makes a mercenary.
How happy are you like
Even
paying
for the
5
tutoring
to
effect.
get 2/2 lifelinkers back that can mill your opponent? 5 mana 2/2 lifelinkers
It's
that commit a crime.
it's reasonable. That's pretty reasonable. It's an okay card.
Yeah, you're paying 5 to get any 4 CMC in deck to put it on the battlefield. But then it's like 5 mana. But sometimes you have like really good 2-drop and you have another 2-drop in graveyard and you really want to get that really good 2-drop. I think it really depends on your deck. I'm gonna give it actually a D+. I think it's fine. D+ seems okay.
Well, I mean, like if we're talking about ceilings, right? If we're talking about ceilings, then you probably just want to look at rares too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there's rares.
that's the whole strength of tutoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to D. I'll dirge a D.
There's your D. Okay.
Neutralize the guards. Neutralize the guards is a 2 and a black for 3 mana. For an instant, creatures target opponent controls get -1/-1 until end of turn. Surveil 2. This is nice. I like this. To be able to sweep up mercenary tokens, to be able to sweep up any X1s. There's some pretty high quality X1s that I think we'll see play. And Surveilling 2 is a really nice effect on top of this. You can use this as a pseudo combat trick. You can use this to commit crimes. All around, a nice card. C+ for me.
I'm on a C+ as well. This is it's crime as well. There are mercenary 1/1s. Surveil 2 is really good effect on this, really good extra effect on this. Even maybe sometimes it's just gonna be a combat trick, which is kind of fine as well. By the way, can we just compare the blue uncommon 1/3 that you need to attack with it and commit a crime to start drawing cards, with like a common in black that's a 3/1 and draws you a card on ETB? What the fuck? Yeah, I like this.
That blue one draws so many more cards.
Yeah,
It's insane, right?
Yeah.
That blue one draws like 3 cards.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
True. Rakish Crew for 2 and a black. It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 mercenary token. When an outlaw you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Any times this can happen, it doesn't trigger crime. It's each opponent. This time, maybe for the first time, we have the usual line of text. You don't trigger a crime, you don't commit a crime, but they lose life. Each opponent is not targeting. Yeah, you get this pretty good token, and the drawback here is it's a mercenary, but there is a lot of mercenaries. There is quite a lot of mercenaries. So I think this is all black uncommons are outlaws. Sorry, there is a lot of outlaws, not mercenaries. My bad. Uncommon. How many mercenaries do we have? I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna give like C+ or B-, I'm not sure. I mean, black doesn't have that many common mercenaries, right? The 2-drop is a vampire. The bird is a bird, the insect is an insect. You get the 1/1, which is kind of good with this. There is more birds. There's an assassin and a rogue. I mean, it has a decent amount, but not... It has a decent amount. And then you get some more from 1/1s randomly. The really good 3-drop, really good 4-droppers are mercenaries. Then you're getting the 1/1s. I'm on a C+, but it can be better than that. What do you think?
I'm on a B-. I think this really puts a squeeze on your opponent in a really nice way. The fact that it drains as in it gains you life means that it can actually switch, it can pivot roles really nicely. Like if you have to actually switch to defensive and you have like a couple mercenaries lying around, all of a sudden you're like really shielding yourself from a ton of damage. You're chumping and draining, which actually buys you a pretty decent amount of time to dig out of whatever trouble you're in. So I think this plays both sides of the coin quite well. I'm a big fan. B-.
Alright, I'm gonna go to B- as well. And black has good life gain, so you can... It makes this even better. Ooh, this is spicy.
Rattleback Apothecary, 2B, 3 mana total. For a creature, Gorgon Warlock, it's a 3/2 with Death Touch. Whenever you commit a crime, target creature you control gains your choice of Menace or Lifelink until end of turn. Notably, this one can be repeated. So this one is not gated by once a turn. So you could commit multiple crimes. You can give multiple things Menace, Lifelink. You get to decide. You get to divvy up how and where they go. Which makes combat very, very good for you. It's actually very, very hard to race this as well. Let's just think about this isolated on itself. Like, let's ignore the fact that you can just target other creatures. Giving yourself Menace Death Touch, super strong. Like, Menace Death Touch, that's great. Like, you're trading off 2 things if your opponent even dares to block this. And for the fact that you can't even race this, because it just gives things lifelink, and even it's just itself lifelink, good. I think this card would be good, even if it only targeted itself. But instead, it distributes. So anything. Really strong 3-drop in my opinion. B-.
B- as well. Very nice, very nice. Very hard to race. Black seems very hard to race all around. Then we got the Rictus Robber. For 3 and a black, it's a 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, if a creature died this turn, create a 2/2 blue and black zombie creature token. You can plot it for 3 as well. Oh, for 3? I didn't see that the first time I read it. For 3. Ha, ha, ha. That's really good. 3. Oh my god, that is really good for 3. And black can attack so much. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Something needs to die, right? You pay 3, then you use a removal spell, I guess. That's also nice. Or you just attack. I'm very happy with this one. This is a B-. This is very nice. I mean, you just plot it for 3 and get a 4/3. That's not bad. And it can be better than that. Yeah.
I'm also on a B-, mostly on the fact that you can plot it for 3 mana, and I really like 3 mana plots.
Yeah.
I think the ability itself is much worse than it looks. The 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue. Plots are face up. I don't actually think we ever said that out loud. We kind of just assumed that people knew that. Plots are face up, so it's not actually like foretell. So if you plot this, your opponent will know it's coming.
But you can just play it for 4, like attack, play it for 4,
yeah,
get a 2/2.
You can just attack, play it for 4. It's fine. It's very, very strong. Or you could also just remove something and then play this afterwards, which is very nice.
It is not hard to do this
so
for 4 mana.
So this is B- for me. This is very good.
Very good. You can also plot it and then like you can sacrifice something with cards that sacrifice for you. Like
yeah, the fact that this plot's on 3 is super duper good.
I really like that. Yeah. B-.
Servant of the Stinger, 1 and a black. For creature human warlock, it's a 1/3. Has Death Touch whenever Servant of the Stinger attacks. Sorry, whenever Servant of the Stinger deals combat damage. If you've committed a crime this turn, you may sacrifice Servant of the Stinger. If you do, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Ignoring that second paragraph of text, 2 mana, 1/3 Death Touch, thumbs up. That's a good card already. Like I'm already pretty dang happy with a 1/3 Death Toucher for 2 mana. That's a super solid 2-drop. The fact that you can just trade this in for whatever answer or bomb you need, and committing a crime is not difficult, and it's actually really hard to block this like profitably. And even if they do block it reasonably, you only pay 2 mana for it. This is good all around. I'm gonna also give this a B-. These black uncommons are sick.
What if you... Does this trigger if you didn't commit a crime and then you can commit a crime before the trigger resolves? It doesn't,
I believe
right?
this is an intervening if, so it doesn't.
It has if, yeah. Okay, it has if.
Yeah.
I think it's a C+. I do really like it. It goes higher when your deck has some game-winning bombs, right? Because it's not great to tutor like this, but it's a possibility. Just the 1/3 Death Touch resolve is nice. But I think I'm gonna start it as... It's a mercenary as well. I think I'm gonna just start it as a C+ for now. Shoot the Sheriff for 1 and a black. Destroy target non-outlaw creature. I mean, it's just 2 mana, but... that's a condition. That is definitely a condition. It's still fine. Yeah, but this is a condition. I'm on a C+. This is nice. This is real nice. But it is a real condition.
Yeah, whoa. This is C+ for me as well. Hyper efficient, but misses like a decent chunk of cards that you kind of sort of want to kill, but still C+. Treasure Digger, 1 and a black.
Dredger.
I'm just gonna say 1B. 1B. For 2 mana total. Creature Human Rogue, it's a 2/2. 1 tap, pay 1 life, create a treasure token. Bear, that you can then sink your excess mana into creating treasure tokens. This is kind of nice, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think that's a powerful effect. So basically speaking, for the cost of life, you can sort of bank excess mana. Is sort of what that's going to feel like. And that's a powerful effect. Like this is it's kind of Omnathy, right? If you remember original Omnath, just banking up your excess mana. I think that's a very strong effect. I like this a lot. This is a C+ for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna C+ as well. Nice 2-drop. I can see it going a bit down, but yeah, very nice effect. You most of the time you just trade it as a you just trade it off. But you don't have to do that. Sometimes you really want to get this. And you can use it on instant speed, so that's real nice. Unfortunate Accident. It's a single black with a spree, and it's an instant. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Can you read it?
Oh, yeah, okay. Unfortunate Accident, black for an instant, has spree, plus 2B, destroy target creature, plus 1, create a 1/1 mercenary. You create a mercenary token. This is very much like the other binding card, I forgot, Lasted by the Law. You get a good token along with a very strong instant speed destroy effect. This flashes in. This is absurd. I'm gonna go I think this is actually a B+. I think this is actually a B+. This, unlike the white one, doesn't have that. So I gave the white one, I Lasted by the Law, a B. Lola, I think, gave it a B+. I was a little bit colder on it. This one, you can't free your creature. It's just dead. And this also gives you a 1/1 flash that could potentially trade off with another thing, right? Let's say your opponent attacks with a 4/4 and a 1/3. You just get to kill both. That's kind of bonkers. It's not tapped, right? Yeah, it's untapped. This is B+. It's so funny because now that I know that Lola mutes himself for chat but not for me, I'm like trying to describe this card as I hear Lola like full emptying the sinuses in the background. Like Lola's just going off on his sinuses off camera, just like blowing out his entire system. And I'm like, yep, I'll just keep describing unfortunate accident as it sounds like Lola's
That's what happened.
Pulling an entire cow from his nose.
Oh, this is definitely not overcosted. 5 mana 1/1 that kills anything at instant speed is not overcosted. It's incredible. If you need it, you can just destroy something for 4 mana, which is nice. And what you're gonna be using this most of the time, it's a 2 mana 1/1. Okay, that's never gonna happen. I'm pretty sure this one is basically never gonna happen, to pay 2 mana for 1/1. So, okay, 4 mana kill something, not bad. 5 mana get a 1/1 kill something, incredible. B+, I'm on a B. I'm gonna be on a B. Instant speed for some, yeah, instant speed commits a crime. I'm gonna start it as a B. It's so good. It is so good. Probably gonna go up to a B+, but we're gonna see. Unscrupulous Contractor. For 2 and a black, it's a 3/2. Assassin. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Plot for 3. Okay, black actually has some things worth sacking. Like the good amount of things make 1/1 mercenaries, and then you have that 1/1 on common. This can also just kill the opponent. Like you can just kill the opponent. I don't know, you deal 2 damage to them, maybe even more, because maybe you have the birds, then it's like 3 or 4 damage to them. This is so nice. I'm on 3. Oh, what is 3? Wait, what is 3?
You're on 3.
I'm on a B- for this one.
I'm also on a B-. It's very, very, very good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the uncommons are crazy, except in blue.
I don't think they're crazy. I think they're pretty good. I really don't think they're like just crazy. They're like
almost all of them are like B's or C+.
Yeah. So blue is so bad, and I'm actually happy that we didn't review blue as the last. Now every color that I see is gonna be like, oh man, okay, this is so much better than blue. Good thing. Alright, we're done with the uncommons and commons in black. Black looks very powerful, very consistent, has the early game, late game, ways to attack, ways to... it has mid game, late game. I'm very happy with black. What about you?
I think black looks like the best color so far.
Best color so far. I don't know when that was the case. Wait. Let's say black is the best color by the end. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case, but let's say it is. We are not ranking black as the best color right now, but best out of these three. When has that happened?
Theros Beyond Death?
Really?
From my memory.
Theros Beyond That. The Theros Beyond That had enchantments, and it had the white 1/2 that gives +1/+1 when an enchantment enters the battlefield or something like that, right?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, it does. I think way better than black. In Ikoria, black was the best. In Ikoria, you had cycling, and then you had black, red. So maybe not. Man, we're talking about the sets like that were here like 5 years ago or something.
I don't know. We're old. We're basically skeletons.
Black has not been great in a long time. I do think it's really good now, which is so nice. All right, next up, we are onto the black rares. Let's see if we get any love here as well.
Caustic Bronco, 1 black for a creature. Snake Horse Mount. It's a 2/2. Whenever this attacks, reveal top card of your library and put it into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. If Caustic Bronco isn't saddled, otherwise, each opponent loses that much life. Saddle for 3. So this, unlike the Newt, right, actually activates as you attack, not on connection. If this is saddled, this deals can deal a pretty healthy chunk of damage to your opponent. Like you're literally flipping this. Okay, well, hold on. I think I'm going out of order. Let's talk about the not saddled version. It's a bear that generates you some amount of card advantage when you attack. This early in the game, and with this amount of lifelink that's in this set, I think it's fine. It's pretty good.
Yeah, good.
Right? Like it's a 2/2 that gains you cards when you attack, right? Like I'm thinking Audacious Infiltrator from like bazillion years ago. It's a powerful effect. It's a super powerful effect. And then it just has upside on top of that. Like in the late game, you can sometimes just randomly fireball your opponent out, or just deal like a heckin' large clock to your opponent if you ever find an opening. Very nice. Very nice. I think this card is like a B. This card's like a straight up B for me.
Yeah, it's really good. Like they lose that much life, that's really nice. I'm gonna B as well. It does die easily, it trades off easily, but it's really nice. Oh, Giza the Hellraiser. For 3 and double black, it's a 4/4. Human Warlock. It has Ward 2 and pay 2 life. Skeletons and zombies you control get +1/+1 and have Menace. Whenever you commit a crime, create 2 tapped 2/2 zombies that are also rogues. This ability triggers only once each turn. Hell. Alright, that's good. 5 mana 4/4 Ward 2 pay 2 life, not that great. That is good. Just commit 1 crime and you're doing it. I'm on an A. It does require you to do crimes, but it can be much more powerful than things that don't. But the floor is that you're not gonna be committing crimes that much after you cast this, or at all for a couple of turns. And incredible.
Okay, I'm on an A+.
A+?
This is an A+ for me.
Oh man, what the fuck, man? You don't give A+ to cards that's just like you play them and you win the game if they don't remove them. But you give A+ to this, which is kind of fine. I'm fine with A+ here, but I don't understand your reason.
This card's absurd. This card's way better than Incinerator the Guilty. Has Ward. Can have immediate board impact. It's incredible.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Just don't... Like, you didn't give Dracosaur an A+.
Dracosaur is an A+.
Is this better? I'm gonna ruin your career. Is this better than Dracosaur?
I think it's slightly worse.
It's slightly? It's slightly what?
It's slightly worse, yeah.
Worse. This is worse.
Yeah, I think it's slightly worse.
You're not sure if this is better, if this is worse than Dracosaur?
I think the fact that Dracosphere could block really well is something I overlooked a lot. Like, I think that's way more impactful.
And that you need nothing except opponent not having removal for Dracosphere to just like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're just getting like treasures and 3/1s.
Yeah, this has Ward 2.
3 cards per turn. You're fucking crazy, man. Like, this is not gonna have higher win rate than Dracosaur.
Let's go.
Like, this is never gonna have higher win rate than Dracosaur in any set.
Yeah, that's also what I said.
You're into some like weird thing. Like, these are not the rares that you need to really know how to use. This is very simple. These are not like, oh, good players are gonna know how to do this. Or, okay, what the fuck. It's an amazing card. I'm giving it an A. It's crazy powerful. It's just a very important discussion we had to have. As always. You can go to the next one.
It's Insatiable Avarice. It's a black for a sorcery. Has Spree, +2. Search your library for a card, then shuffle, put a card on top. Plus BB. Target player draws 3 cards and loses 3 life. So let's see. So for BBB, target player draws 3 cards, loses 3 life. Terrible. It's horrible. For 3 mana, you can search a card, put it on top. And for 5 mana, 2 BBB, you can tutor something at draw 3 cards, lose 3 life. I think this card is quite bad. I'm not really into this. I think it could potentially have a home in a heavy black deck, but I'm not clamoring for this card whatsoever. I'm gonna give this a D.
I think this is good. For 2 reasons.
I think it's good.
Black has life gain, so you can do this later. A good amount of life gain. Second thing, you can kill the opponent a lot of times with this. In black, I think. So both scenarios are gonna be kind of common, and just you drawing these cards, I think this is gonna be pretty good. In black, because it's also black. I'm gonna go with a. It is triple black is hard, so I'm gonna go with a C-. I think it's okay. Kairvek, the Punisher. For 1 and double black, it's a 3/3 legendary warlock. When you commit a crime, exile up to 1 target black card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. If you do, you lose 2 life. That's kind of weird. From your graveyard, black card. When you commit a crime, you can cast the copy. 3 mana, 3/3. Any card. Removal, anything. So you can chain removal, I guess, sometimes. Or play a desert, get a removal as a black card, and then get a 2-drop or something. But it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm on a B-. It's real nice. It's real nice. B-.
We should clarify. You have to pay for it, right?
You gotta pay for it. And you gotta lose 2 life. So it's not as easy as it looks, I think.
Yeah. What are you giving it?
B-.
B-? I mean, I like it. The mana cost kind of sucks. I'm gonna go C+. I'm slightly more pessimistic. Slightly more. I still think it's a good card. C+.
Okay.
Pitiless Carnage for 3B, 4 mana total for a sorcery. Sacrifice any number of permanents you control, then draw that many cards, and has plot for 1 BB. Can plot for 3 mana. This is a wild card to exist, and I don't understand what it's doing. You can sack lands, you can sack treasure tokens, you can sack anything. You can sack things with auras on them. You can plot this for 1 BB and cash in later. I think this is an F. I think it's an F.
So what do you do with this?
I don't
thank you very much.
Use it.
What do you do with this?
Cast it.
So, what was the grade you gave it?
An F.
An F?
Yeah, an F.
That's pretty bad. I mean, I don't think it's straight up unplayable. You can like tap your lands, sack a couple of lands, sack some of your creatures. I think it's a D-. I think it's a playable card. I think it's a pretty bad card. If you play it, you can also like steal something with a red card from the opponent. Yeah, not great, not great. This is a chocolate bunny from Easter that I got from my father. Yes. Rush of Dread. It's a sorcery. 1 black as a base cost. Has spree. +1 target opponent sacrifices half of their creatures rounded up. For +2, they discard half of their cards in their hand, rounded up. For +2 more, target opponent loses half their life, rounded up. Oh, this is the 2-card standard combo that kills the opponent with the 1 black dude. Always kills them, no matter how much life they have. It's interesting. And weird. Is that even gonna be good? We're gonna see. So 1 black. So for 4 mana they sacrifice half of their creatures rounded up. They have 2 creatures, that's 1. They have 1 creature, that's 1. They have 3 creatures, that's 2. For 6 they also discard half of their cards. Like, is this good? It's weird. I think it's kinda good. I'm gonna give it a C+. Usually I hate sacrifice. I think it is a C+. If the boards get big, then it's much better, I guess. First one is great. I don't know. 4 mana for that. Maybe it is a B-. What do you think, Scotty? Talk to me about it. It's weird.
I think it's okay. I wouldn't put it up to B-. I was going to put it as C+. I have a full understanding that all of these modes are not actually particularly... I actually don't think the first mode is good. I think it's highly mediocre. But I think with the upside of being able to stack these on top of each other for a pretty big effect, I think it'll be enough to be a pretty decent card. I'm most interested in 4 mana and 6 mana. 4 mana to make my opponent sacrifice half their board, quote unquote, which is not incredible. It's okay. And 6 mana to make my opponent sacrifice half their board and lose half their life. But, you know, if you want to nab cards on top of that, like if your opponent is like misses a land drop and has like 4 cards in hand, 6 mana to make my opponent like sacrifice a creature and discard 2 cards, you know, it's fine. It's all fine to me. It's all fine. It's C+ as well.
It can also kill the opponent for 5 mana.
It can also kill the opponent for 5 mana. I mean, well, technically never on its own, right?
Why? They just gotta be on 1 life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, you showed me egg on my face. Wow, I'm such a freaking idiot.
Loser.
You're so smart, Lola. Oh my gosh, I will praise the ground you walk on.
No.
You've bested me in mental combat.
What?
You've bested me in mental combat.
Yeah, go on. Just stop. Go. Tell me more.
Tiny Bones joins up.
What did you give?
B for legend.
Okay.
I give it a C+. I give it a C+. Tiny Bones joins up. B for a legendary enchantment. When Tiny Bone joins up, enters the battlefield, any number of target players each discard a card. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, any number of target players each mill a card and lose 1 life. I understand that this commits a crime for cheap. This is not WoW, right? This is not something that I can actually reasonably do something with a legendary enchantment on the battlefield. I absolutely don't really care about the legendary clause. I understand that also commits crimes when things ETP and also drains their opponent for 1. Or not drains, it actually just makes my opponent lose life. But I think this card is pretty bad. I think if my... Like, hey, let's think about the reason I put this in my deck. If I really cared about committing crimes... Because you still commit a crime even if your opponent doesn't discard, right? Like, worst case scenario. It's still a crime to make your opponent discard 0.
Yeah.
If I cared about crimes and I had, like, I don't know, like 6-7 legendaries, I'd probably put this in my deck.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, you don't think you do? I'm going to be at a D-.
There's like... On Uncommon, the only legendaries are multicolor cards, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't play this, but I guess D- because it's so cheap. Probably an F, but whatever. Tiny Bones the Pickpocket. For a black, you get a 1/1 with Death Touch, and it's a rogue. Whenever this guy deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard. And mana of any type can be spent to cast this spell. Okay, that's kind of good. Tiny Bones picking up where the enchantment didn't fall off. Okay, that was not the right sentence. I mean, this is not easy to deal combat damage there with this one, so it's kind of like a 1-1 Death Toucher, but maybe it's gonna be something else. Like, for example, you play this as a 1-1, you play the dream scenario, right? You play a 2-2 that mills the opponent. Oh, wait. So you gotta pay the mana right away as it hits the opponent, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is a 1-1 Death Toucher. That's kind of it. 99.9% of the time, it's a 1-1 Death Toucher.
I don't think that's true.
What, you mean like you can kill their smaller things and then...
I think the same argument for the newt applies to Tiny Bones. Like, and you raised the newt up because of that.
Oh, that like removal is gonna be a problem.
Well, like you have the ability to clear blockers, and you have the ability to threaten Tiny Bones coming in.
Yeah,
there's gonna be times where your opponent actually is forced to leave stuff back.
But this, like, you also gotta have the mana. I'm on a C+, just, it's a nice card.
Okay. I'm slightly higher. I'm going to B-. Slightly higher.
Like, the reward is not much, I think. Alright. Okay, Vadmir New Blood. For 1 and a black, it's a 2-2 Vampire Rogue. Whenever you commit a crime, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. It triggers only once each turn, and as long as it has 4 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has Menace and Lifelink. So, I mean, this is like the 1-1 but way better that we saw on Uncommon, and we liked that one. Doesn't commit crimes on its own. It can be, what, if it's a 6/6+, then it's a Menace Lifelinker as well? Yeah, why is this not Vladimir? Why is it Vladimir? Yeah, that's it. This is pretty good. This is really good. This is very, 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 very powerful. I'm on a B+, because this is a 2-drop that can take over. I'm on a B+.
B+ for me as well. Super duper strong.
That's the difference between a 1-1
just,
and a 2-2 on this type of effect. Even without this, like, Menace, whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the difference between
already
already being a good stat line versus not being a good stat line. Like, this would be probably like a C+ or lower if it was a 1-1. Maybe C+, something like that. I think C+. Oh! I didn't expect us to get this far. This fast.
We're kicking butt in terms of time, aren't we?
Yeah, we're killing it.